of For Goodness Seyks, reporting for Jane Unchained from Cairo, Egypt. I'm here with Hatem, who is a plant-based fitness junkie here in Cairo, and going to share a little bit of his story with us. So great to have you with us.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely.
I'm happy to be here.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about your story. What got you into veganism and a plant-based lifestyle?
Well, in 2015, I was 120 kilograms, and I was in my brother's wedding, and I suddenly found myself like being, too obese, not looking good. My health is really bad. I cannot do like 10 jumping jacks. Was actually challenging for me. At that time, my brother told me, "Why don't you read about the plant-based diet? There's a book called The China Study. Go read it." And I was astonished that I because I'm a doctor and I never studied anything about plant-based diet or the veganism or anything like that. So I was astonished to read this huge book, like 500 pages. I just finished it in 2 days, probably. And that was the beginning of the story.
Very cool. Is your brother vegan?
Nope.
Okay. So he was just sharing that with you for your health.
Yeah. He believes in it, but he hasn't taken any steps for it yet.
Yeah. Maybe as you start to pave the way and make it easier and easier, a lot more people here will be able to adopt it.
Who knows? Yeah, probably.
What kind of doctor are you?
Orthopedic surgeon.
Oh my gosh, that's so impressive. Very cool. And so in all of that, in all of your studying, and you were in medical school for a long time doing very, very intensive training, you didn't have much nutrition education?
No, not at all.
Can you tell me a little bit more about that? Like, did they just skip it altogether, or you got a day of it, or the information that you got just wasn't enough? Tell me a little bit.
We've just been like, everybody's telling you have to take your proteins, and there's a false preconception that proteins are only based in meat and chicken and fish. So I've never been like aware that there's a lot of proteins. Like I can get like 150 grams or 200 grams of proteins per day from plant-based sources. I've never heard about that in a medical school.
Wow, that's really, really cool. So you obviously have had a huge fitness transformation. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
And then it's really interesting because at least in America, what we're used to is we think of doctors as really like, they know everything about nutrition, or they know everything about health. Right? So we think, okay, you go to the doctor and they will tell you, but what they often do is they kind of go back to the standard, like this, you have your animal protein, you have some fats, you have some carbs, and that's your meal.
Yeah, exactly. And there's a preconception as well that's really false, that plant proteins are not complete proteins, which is not true. You can get all your complete amino acids, all the essential amino acids from plant sources, and that's really easy. That's not challenging.
Yeah, so my favorite thing, quinoa is the only grain that's a complete protein. What are some other ways to get some complete proteins from plants?
There's a lot of sources like tofu, like soy, like seitan, the wheat gluten. If you're not sensitive to wheat, for sure, to gluten for sure. There's lentils. There's all the legumes like beans, all kind of beans. There's a lot nuts. There's a lot.
Yeah.
I cannot count.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
Yeah. There's so many. When people ask us where do you get your protein? You need your protein. We're like, we have no problem getting it. Like we think about it a little bit, but it's only like what sounds good today. Not
like every athlete. Every athlete thinks about their proteins.
Right.
That's it.
Right. So tell us a little bit about kind of your beginning story. I know you said that you were an athlete earlier on, and then as you transitioned out of being an athlete, that's kind of when the weight started to pack on. Tell us a little bit of that story.
Yeah, I used to do karate since I was a child till I was like 15 or 16 years. Then after joining the med school, I stopped working out. I completed eating the same way. Just continuing eating the same way, exactly the same way, like I can eat pizza at 2 a.m., Yep. So I just kept feeding my craving, and I never thought about my weight. I never watched myself till I found myself 120 kilograms in my age, and that was like a shock for me. Like I cannot do 10 jumping jacks, for example. I cannot run for 100 meters. I found myself like being I'm becoming disabled.
Yeah. And so now you're back into a life of fitness and of health. How do you find connecting with the vegan community here in Cairo? One, is there much of a vegan community? And then two, how do, if there is a vegan community, how do you connect with them? How does that work here?
Well, there's a vegan community. There's a page, very famous page of vegan and vegetarians of Cairo. There's a lot of vegans now. I cannot say a lot, but it's becoming more familiar than before. But there isn't much healthy vegans. You would find probably very few vegan athletes in Egypt, but it's increasing. It's growing. I believe it's growing.
Okay. What's a message that you can tell our audience about how to achieve the health and wellness that you've achieved? What are some of the tips that maybe you wish you'd known in the beginning, or some of the most important things that you had to learn?
You have to be patient about yourself. Just have the passion, focus on your target, and be patient. Do not rush for results, because what your body has been through years of unhealthy dieting and not working out, your body gonna resist a new change. So be patient on yourself. Don't go harsh for yourself. You're gonna fail. That's normal. Just be patient. That's it. Focus on your target and be patient.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. Anything else that you would like to connect with kind of our audience in the world, and any last points you'd like to share?
I'm probably gonna tell them about Egypt.
Yes.
It's a safe place. Come visit Egypt.
It's a wonderful place, and we've been sharing that. We love Egypt. Cairo has been so great. We feel very safe.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
How can people get in touch with you? Or can they follow you on Instagram?
Yeah. We can just put my Instagram handle.
Yes, absolutely.
Right.
We'll put that in the show notes so that you guys can get in touch as well. Thank you so much for connecting with us.
Nice to meet you. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. You guys keep on following on this 21-country vegan voyage to meet wonderful people along the way and see all the great food that we're eating. Talk to you guys soon.